I fear spoiled mayonnaise. I hate spoiled dairy products. That's one thing I just despise. I'm kind of not a fearful person. I'm kind of the opposite of fearful. I kind of, if I'm afraid of something, I try it, is the thing. And I've systematically kind of removed all the things that I fear in my life because of that. And then I broke my back, and now I hold things reverent, I guess. Like, I have respect for things. Because I broke my back because I was being very dumb. And not respecting the fact that, you know, that like you actually can get hurt doing snowboarding. And since then, I think I've been a little bit smarter in my life. So maybe there are things I should fear, and you guys can teach me about what StarCraft 2 commentators should fear so that they don't die, so that they can't cast StarCraft anymore, because that would make me very sad. All right. Does Vortex fear True? That is the question here. Ladies and gentlemen, he's in the top left-hand corner of the map. He is a yellow Zerg player. He's got a lot of work cut out for him right now in order to come back here and secure Karont3's victory. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Vortex. He's facing off against his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner of the map from Team Incredible Miracle. He is True. True has truly been doing a fantastic job here versus Karont3. He has taken down Lucifron, he's taken down Giant. Before him, Seed killed off Vpro and Crass, just simply outplaying them, to be honest. Giant had some really, really good reads last game. I honestly think that Giant may have lost just because he was a little afraid of facing off against True, because he was making all the right decisions when it came to the mid game, but in the early game he was just playing so incredibly safe. I mean, he made let's go over this again. He made 3 queens, he made a wall-off evolution chamber, he went for Carapace, which Carapace is just like, I want all my units to not die. He had 2 spine crawlers, 3 queens, Evo chamber on the low ground, and then he made some safety roaches and links. What did True do? True just drone. No spine crawler, only 2 queens, and then after that, he made like a series. He made a burst of 10 Zerglings, sent them out across the map, and then droned like crazy behind it, and forced all those units, of course, out of Giant. And so Giant was really just playing from a deficit the entire game. And when that engagement finally did happen, honestly, True had just accrued too much of an advantage because of the amount of safety that Giant was employing in his play. Giant played a great game. He was just a little afraid, I think, of True. And if he wasn't afraid, then his playstyle was just overall a little too safe. Maybe it wasn't fear, you know, maybe it was just, you know, respect for the strength of True or something. But overall, he needed to play more greedy or more all-in or more definitive, basically. It was too middle of the road for a ZVZ. You can get away with almost anything with the build, actually, that, well, I thought it was the build that True's going for, but let's take a look at this Baneling Nest, folks. This is a very early Baneling Nest. You can actually see speed has not been started. Typically, speed gets started, and then at 30 supply is when we see this Baneling Nest go down. This Baneling Nest is extremely early. He dropped it down around 22 supply. And so this could mean we're going to see actually absurd amounts of greed out of True. It could also mean he goes for a little bit of aggression, but what I expect here, yep, Spine Crawler and a couple of Banelings, a couple of safety Banelings. True will be able to sit across on the other side of the map with this Overlord, and he can see if Vortex is coming down with any pressure. He sees 2 Zerglings coming in right now. That shouldn't actually prompt any Banelings. He's just going to make some Zerglings so that he can make Banelings. There's the speed starting up now. But overall, he's just going to be able to play a little bit safe here and mostly greedy. Vortex, on the other hand, he's gone for a very fast Roach Warren, which is extremely interesting. 2 Banelings being made right now for True. Lings are coming up the ramp. They will get a glimpse of these Banelings, and that's going to make Vortex very, very happy, actually, because he has dropped a Roach Warren. And, well, if you're new to StarCraft 2, there's a unit called a Roach that it's very hard to kill. Baneling Suicide, and they're pretty bad versus them. They're pretty terrible. You see all this green goo on the Banelings? Oh, my goodness. I hate... There it is. There it is. That's the zoom-in key. I was looking for it, man. It's backwards for some reason on this keyboard. But overall, Vortex is going to be happy, man. He's got a Roach Warren. He's got 10. Oh, wow. He's actually got 10 Roaches on the way. One of the things that I was too busy making dumb jokes to point out here is that +1 is actually being researched by Vortex. And he's going to go for a big +1 timing here with these Roaches. True needs to realize this, well, a little late, actually. Does he have a Larva Inject completed? He does not. I don't know how True's going to be able to hold this off. He's throwing down a lot of spine crawlers, but he was caught in between a rock and a hard place at this moment because he cancels the Evo chamber. There's no, you don't hold this, simply put. True's making 12 lings right now, but he had just made a wave of drones before this attack came. Vortex is going to have +1. He's not reinforcing with this lings. He's droning up behind it. You can see them being made right now. Lair on the way as well. Here come the roaches. Spine crawler is going to be targeted down. There are a couple of links here. Bailey's going to be crashing. We'll see if they get some damage in. 12 links as well hitting the field. The spine crawler is getting in some very nice damage. 2 roaches have been killed off, but that's it. That's all the units. Vortex needs to keep pressuring. Excuse me. He does not. Actually, he allows the spine crawlers to finish. What? Vortex there had an opportunity, folks, to, with the queens, if you take a look at them, they actually didn't have enough energy for a transfuse here, so you target down the single spine, and then you start walking up, and you actually just focus fire down the queen as you make your way up. But now there's lings on the map. He makes it past the spine crawler, sure, but there's so many links here. True getting a complete surround, and this is devastated by Vortex. He holds off that attack. True holds it off quite well indeed. And that was really an opportunity that Vortex, I think, may have missed out on, as that spine crawler was just 2 volleys away. You kind of come in, you volley attack that again, you keep stutter stuffing, you volley attack it again, and then you work your way up into the main. The spine crawler's finished. Maybe it wouldn't have worked. You know, it definitely may have not, but it was a better chance than kind of getting caught behind the assimilators and getting no damage, getting surrounded by lings. And once again, another huge link surround. Oh no! For Vortex, True having a fantastic engagement here. Beautiful surround on those roaches, and he gets in a ton of damage and gets out alive with a couple of those lings left over. Worker count right now, Vortex is ahead, 48-43, and he also, of course, has the Roach Warren, whereas True's is just getting completed. It looks like Vortex is actually still ahead after all of this, but interestingly, and you really can't forget here, is all of the spine crawlers that True has at the front of his natural. So these are really going to be a factor as we continue to move into the game, because True's going to be able to take a third base here, and run down there with a couple of spawns. What I'd love to see True do right now, this would actually be a great maneuver, is you take this Overlord, you position it here, and start dropping creep. And then you can take 1 or 2 of your spawn crawlers and move them over, and actually use them to support them versus Ling counterattacks on this third. And he's going to take all 4 instead and kind of just move them here onto the low ground, which works perfectly well as well. And it's actually a pretty smart maneuver, because you take a look, Vortex, in fact, doesn't have speed, and so there won't be any Ling run-bys. So this actually works out great for True. Vortex is going to push forward right now with quite a contingent of roaches. We'll see what he can get done with it. There are 4 spine crawlers here for True. That is quite a defense, but there are not a lot of roaches. If we take a look on the production tab, 5 more getting ready to pop out. This is a lot of roaches for Vortex, guys. He's doing a great job attacking from the left-hand side. Picks off 2 spine crawlers, but a lot of roaches for True are able to reinforce here. It looks like he may be able to secure this position momentarily, but the third is in a lot of danger right now, and I don't know that True has quite enough roaches to pick those off uncontested, but he's picking off reinforcing roaches right now. Does he have enough roaches to actually stop Vortex from retreating? No, he doesn't. He's going to have to hold down on just these 2 bases and secure himself. Meanwhile, Vortex has secured a third and is in a great position at this moment. True is kind of hunkered down here on just 2 bases. He's going to go for Hydras. That means a timing attack. Oh yeah, this is a big timing attack, actually. If you guys just caught a glimpse of what I was pointing at there with my production tab, 2-2 was on the way for True. And then he went, never mind. I am going to all-in you right now. So True is, expect no more drones from here. He actually, okay, maybe it's not going to be as all-in. He is going to secure a third, but he's not going to start up 2-2. He's going to go for a really big attack right now. Vortex definitely has the roaches to deal with this. Take a look. A full page and even a little bit more to spare. Not even a full page for True. Big advantage there for Vortex, but 7 Hydras on the way right now for True. We'll see if he can get done with this. Groove Spines as well on the way. He's going to have a nice little tech advantage here. We'll see if it can amount to enough to get him back into this game, because he's down in workers right now, actually, by 8. He's down in unit supply, 38-26 roaches, but a lot of Hydras getting ready to spawn. And these Hydras could be a definitive difference, actually. Roach Hydra versus just Roach? True will decimate this army if Vortex tries to engage this heads up. He's moving across the map right now. When he sees these Hydras spawn, he has to fall back, because the army supply for these guys, well, okay, True is a little bit behind, but he's pulled up the ramp with the spine crawls right now. Vortex is going to be pushing up. He sees the Hydras. He definitely needs to retreat from here. He cannot fight this army. He can try to hold here at the bottom of the concave, perhaps, but we see the Hydra den going down for Vortex behind it. He's in a great spot right now, folks. He has a third base, 54 to 50 workers. He's got 3 bases worth of gas. He'll be able to move into Infestors here if he wants, or just stick on Roach Hydra versus Roach Hydra. I mean, he really should be able to secure this game, barring any major mistakes. So Roaches and Hydras are going to be taking out this Rocks right now, and this is just looking so good for Vortex. He's got the unit advantage. I was a little worried about the engagement there. Actually, he's equal in unit supply here, so he has to be careful. Roach is, oh, True is going to come around the back for a flank. He kind of decides to do it, then decides not to do it. I don't really know. True is being very apprehensive here about engaging. Hydra's getting in some nice damage. A couple Roaches do go down for Vortex. That's going to give the supply advantage to True for the army, but only by a meager 2. He's continuing to reinforce with the Roaches behind this. No third base, as it was forced to be canceled once again by that attack from Vortex. And you got to wonder, at what point has True just had enough and he goes for it? Because he's almost mined out in his min. You take a look at some of these mineral patches, guys, and I mean, 140, 270, 210. The ones for Vortex, first off, are not even as low. Okay, there's a couple of them, actually. But once they're done, he'll just be able to move over to this third. His economy right now, 65 to 49. He's at a fantastic place. Vortex is looking so good. Even his upgrades, I think, +2, +1 to just 1-1. Vortex should be able to steamroll through this army. And his Hydra's coming back in the... well, his Hydra count is actually quite a bit lower. And the Hydra count here is actually better for True, but I don't know that it's going to be enough. Roaches are engaging. This is it, folks. Vortex, 20 supply ahead of his opponent right now. The Roaches are dying in the front. The Hydra's outputting some very nice damage for both players, and the Roaches are just melting for True. Down to just Hydralisks. The Hydra's not able to be enough, and Vortex is, well, narrowly going to come out ahead in that engagement, but he's now 30 supply ahead. His superior upgrades making all the difference there. And we'll have to see if that's going to be enough, as the third base for True is underway, but Vortex has got a 4th, guys, and I just cannot see how True is going to come back from this. He's burrowing his units, which, you know, is going to get them the hit points back and everything. Roach is coming down the ramp right now. Spine Crawlers do still, one of them still exists for True, but ultimately he's just been denied for far too long a 3rd mining base. There is no Overseer with this army. So Vortex, you know, he's... well, going to now be engaging once again versus these forces, but he's got so many Hydras. Vortex with a huge Hydralisk advantage. He's streaming reinforcements across the map right now, ladies and gentlemen, and should be able to secure this game versus True as he cleans up the last of the units here. True is reinforcing, but with oh so little, and Vortex is now going to once again be able to deny this 3rd base. True can't push down this ramp. The concave is too narrow. And Vortex may have finally secured another win here against Team Incredible Miracle. There it is, the GG for True. And that is going to take us, ladies and gentlemen, out of game number 6. We are going to a game number 7. Vortex slowly but surely battling his way back for Karont3 Esports, doing a really, really nice job there in that game. I don't know, man. It was looking a little bit nerve-wracking in the beginning, but ultimately, Vortex is making a little bit of showing here for Karont3. Vortex and Lucifron have both taken a game now. And I mean, this is the opportunity. If Vortex can do this, if he can take down IM's roster, bringing out all their powerhouses and everything, they're bringing out Yonghua, I believe, next is who it's going to be. So we're going to have a PVZ on our hands. Yonghua, of course, defeating Reality 2-0 in the GSL Code A last night, if you managed to catch those matches. How's he going to fare here versus Vortex? We'll have to wait and see. A quick 2-minute commercial break. It's going to be coming your way. Make sure you check out the link that IGNProLeague has continually been posting. I'm going to hope I recognize this song that comes on so I can tweet it via IPL Tunes. You can follow that at IPL Tunes. Follow the IGNProLeague. Follow me at Kibbles. We'll see you in 2 minutes on the other side.